Good evening and welcome everyone. Ads from Unity Trading Group here. Solo again tonight. Ty is in a business meeting. So what is happening? Actually, what I'll do before we do go live and start talking about bits and pieces, I will do a quick share. Actually, don't worry. What's going on? Talking about BTC and bits and pieces tonight. What's going on, Dill? So I did an update this morning on TradingView, and I did mention that we were kind of at a crossroads. Okay, we were kind of at a crossroads, and I was really looking at this level here, at this little trend line that we've got running here from the top. That's starting on the 20th September and running down the 28th and now the 1st of October. We have moved through it now, and we are at that level of supply. So, where to from here for BTC? Where to from here? I was a bit reserved in my update this morning because, honestly, it was a little tricky to see this supply going to get held, and I'll put the volume on so you can see what I'm talking about. With that dwindling volume to the downside, and that was a terrible arrow, from the dwindling volume to the downside, it was becoming less and less apparent, less and less likely that we might end up back at 10,900, but which we are. We're back here, and we are eating away this supply now, as the title does say. So where can we expect BTC to go from now? I would suggest, if we do move through this level at 10,953 for BTC, if we do come up and make some ground or make some price action and market structure above this level at 10,950, then I would suggest the 11,100 level would be the next one to look out for. And that is, ultimately, that is the level that we look out for. Because we've got a decent level of demand down the bottom here, and the next swing, or the next pivot point here will be at the top at our higher quality zone at 11,100 on the 4-hour time frame. If we're looking on a daily time frame, completely different story. Whereas we've got this pause in the market at around 10,200 or between 10,200 and 10,300 to extend to the right hand side. So what more else can I say about BTC? We are moving. The steamroller indicator is moving to the upside a little bit now, whereas we weren't in this situation before when I made some more updates, and especially the one I did yesterday. And then we are moving to the upside on the CCI and the RSI also. CCI being a little bit more reactive than anything else. So it's looking okay. It's not looking fantastic in the way we got crap tons of volume coming into this market to push us higher. It's looking okay for maybe a walk up to that level at 11K and then 11,100 if we do get to that 11,000 mark. So what can I say from here in the way of, all I can say is protect yourself from this market. Wait until we do make some ground above this level of supply. We are testing this level now. We are eating away at this level, and we are, slowly pushing ourselves back underneath it. So I am waiting for this candle to close. It does close in 2 hours and 9 minutes. So we are going to get some up-to-date information then. However, I would suggest to see if we get respected or rejected at this level before jumping into anything. If you're jumping into a short, obviously you would be waiting for this level to close. I probably assume that a lot of you are not, and are waiting for this BTC to make some form of higher high. Even just a higher high. If we're looking at the previous structure here, where we did get rejected the first time on this level, to give us any sort of confirmation that we're moving to the upside. I've still got a BTC position open. I've taken some profit. I think it was a good idea considering that our volume is dwindling to the downside. And I have taken some profit around this level. So I am waiting to see if we do get that push to the next one, to see what sort of positions look like from there. So that's all I really wanted to say about BTC. Nothing more that I wanted to say about this in the way of that we are still in a waiting game. I did say that on Facebook this morning. I did say that on TradingView, and I did post that on the Discord as well. We are waiting for these levels to either be respected or rejected. Right now, as you can see, we have now pushed, the candle body has now pushed back down below or at the first starting point of that level of supply now. So we're not getting the volume into this market to really make waves or make any drastic movements out of a price zone. We could be ranging for quite some time, just along or ping-ponging around these levels, even as high as 11,220 or 11,250, even right up to the top here, where we could see these big ranges or big market cycles take place for the next little while. So I'd just be mindful of everything that I've said. Too long don't read. I would suggest you wait until this level of supply is broken or respected to see which way we're going to go. That's probably all I need to say about BTC right now. We have moved past this level, this trend line now, and we are back at supply, and we are seeing what we're going to do from here. More than likely we'll get our answer by the end of this evening and into tomorrow morning. Next up, I'll have a look at Ethereum USD. So Ethereum USD making a little bit of a head start on BTC, and I'll get rid of this triangle formation now to give you a better idea. So this was the level here that we were really looking at, and I did draw this in, I believe, Wednesday night at 372, and that coincides very well with our 618 Fibonacci retracement. So we are sitting at this level now, and I would suggest, not suggest, but looking at this price action now, looking at this very, very well respected level, it's probably going to paint a better picture than BTC is. We all know, the top cap, especially, ETH, BTC, XRP, bits and pieces like that, paired against the USD pair, does move better, or it does move in a better fashion than BTC does, because it's a lot easier to move, the cap's lower, and yada yada yada. We know all about that. So it's a lot easier for this to move. So we can see where Ethereum goes. We could probably expect BTC to do the same. If Ethereum is getting rejected on a critical level of supply, for example, or a critical level of fibs, or even a resistance, then we could probably expect BTC to do the same. So this is a very interesting scenario for ETHUSD, and I would. It does look like it might get rejected here and come down. By the looks of this price action, we have just licked or just touched that level of supply before coming down immediately. So and also the steamroller indicator and CCI, even RSI, is getting more towards the upside now as we have made new structure. So we are waiting to see if this does get rejected. If you're jumping into a short on ETH right now, it probably wouldn't be a bad-ish time to do that. However, I'd be keeping your stops very, very tight. But waiting for some confirmation, waiting for a lower low would probably be the best option for that. However, we could get some volume over the course of this evening into tonight to push this higher. We do know what transpired yesterday with that presidential debate, so it could spark a little bits and pieces for crypto, or it could push the entire market to the downside, regulated with it. So we will keep that on the radar. If you're looking at Ethereum right now, I'd be very, very interested in this supply holding. It is a mid-level of supply. It is not that high of quality. However, we have respected it quite nicely at this point. So I'd be very interested to see what we talk about tomorrow morning on our live session to determine if we have respected it on the course of this evening. And I'd probably bet that we will continue to respect this level into tonight, and possibly just sit around and create some sideways movement along this zone before making a decision. Another one we've been looking at quite heavily is ADAUSD, ADA BTC. ADA making nice ground. It's done exactly what we said it would do over the course of this week. I have mentioned this over a number of days now. I think Wednesday was the first day. Tuesday night, I think I spoke about ADA USD, and we pushed through this level of supply. A pullback was necessary back to our level of demand. Very nice reaction and response there. And then we are moving back up to the upside, which we expected as well. So not a bad movement on ADA. And going off the rules of supply and demand, more than likely we will continue this run and push through this level, at least to the next level, which I'd put around 11.5 cents. And that does line up with our next level of Fibonacci. It does line up with the Fibonacci extension tool that we've got drawn in there. And also, obviously, the retracement area. The retracement of 78.6. There you go. So this could be the run that we have on ADA before we call it a day. So not a bad move on ADA so far. Keeping an eye on that one, and we'll revisit that tomorrow morning as we get some more volume into this market over the course of this evening. If there's any, what was I going to say? I've lost my words tonight. If there is any requests that you want to see charted up over the course of tonight, post them in the YouTube chat, please. And don't forget to like and subscribe the video on the channel. Moving on, BTCDominance is another one that I've been looking at. So BTCDominance has far exceeded this level of rejection on the supply, and I don't know what's going on with those levels. Yeah, okay, that's weird. But anyway. What is going on with that? Let's refresh the page. Let's see if that makes a difference. BTCDominance. No. can guarantee you the chart didn't look like that last time I loosed it. Anyway, let's get this all out the way. Don't know what's going on there. Bear with me one sec. Technical difficulties for ADA, BTC dominance. It was about there-ish. And get rid of that one. Oh, that one can stay. We'll use that candle here. That was definitely weird. Okay, for BTC dominance, however, so we did get rejected at that supply. 60.5 is the area that we were looking for over the last couple of weeks. I think it was more towards last week. We had that retest of a trend line that ran down this way. And we did get that level respected and rejected. And that coincides very nicely with our level of steamroller there also. We are getting towards that oversold now. And we are moving towards the level of demand, that very short-term level of demand to what have you, which is around this 50.35-ish area. However, hello Damo. However, we are moving down towards that 58% area now. We are moving quite fiercely towards that, as you can see by the candle structure. That fierce move over the last couple of hours from 59 down to 58. Is quite significant, but nonetheless we'll probably get held up here at this 58.32 58.35 area before we make any sort of decision on which way we're going to go. More than likely we'll have some form of relief for the dominance chart. If I do want to put in the fib retracement level, it's probably going to be a little bit hard because we don't have the bottom area. However, we can go the opposite direction and see where more than likely we're going to end up. So if we get respected here at this 78, this 58.26, we might have a bounce and retest that 58.75 back up to the 61.8 Fibonacci. That might be the next play, and more than likely it will be going off our levels of Fib, RSI, and steamroller there, the other way around, steamroller up the top. So an interesting play for the BTC dominance chart, looking very nice for the alts. We have had a few alts run up to the areas that we do want to see, ADA included. Dylan wants to look at BNB, so we'll have a quick look at that also. BNB being one of the altcoins that are taking advantage of this BTC dominance fall, and more than likely you're going to be using your fibs to really gauge where this is going to end up and go to. So immediately swing high to swing low. We've got our Fibonacci levels being respected the entire way up. We got pushed through the 23, come back and retest that zone, so that's very nice. And we are pushing through the 50, retesting that now. So if we can expect this to continue, the 61's probably where I would put it for BNB. However, on this time frame especially, on the 4-hour time frame, if I look at the daily, it's probably got a little bit more room. It does, but on the 4-hour time frame, more than likely we'll have some form of relief, if I call it that. We can either stay around the 50 level where we'll move to the right and cool off these indicators, but more than likely the case is going to be we'll fall back down to this 38. We've got this small short-term level of demand here, so something like that might be an option for BNB. We will cool off this steamroller indicator, cool off the RSI, and also the CCI and the RSI. We've got a bearish divergence on the CCI now, so looking good for a cool off, looking good for a relief, and then we could make a decision whether we're going to be held at this 38.2 for a further movement to the upside, back up to this 61.8. So it's going to be an interesting one for BNB. If there's any others, put them in the chat right now. Otherwise, I'm going to continue. I'm going to have a quick look at XRP, USD, something we haven't looked at in a while. We'll have a look at a few alts that I've been looking at also, and then we'll move on to the FX. XRP, USD, haven't looked at this in a while. We did look at this religiously for a long time, every single week, and I haven't looked at this for a little while. For good reason, wasn't doing much, to be honest. But I will draw in the charts and draw in some of our levels that we want to look for. And a lot of the levels haven't changed besides that one level of demand that I put in and took out. So we did get a decent bounce off this 22 cent, 22.3 2-cent level area for XRP. It is moving to the right hand side along this very short term level of supply. I won't draw it in, but it is around this liquidity area here. And more than likely, if we do continue to the upside for BTC, BTC is going to be the key here. If we can move through that supply, and we'll revisit that for those of you who have just joined, but if we do revisit that supply area for BTC, we'll continue on, Ethereum and on XRP. So that's why I'm saying, if you're looking to enter, short positions, for example, or any sort of position for any of these, I'd wait for some more confirmation to come through. We have moved through a lot of these critical levels now, and we are sitting at the levels of supply that are very interesting. Ethereum and Bitcoin are a good example of that. But if we do move to the upside for XRP, I would suggest this 61.8, 25.8 cent area alongside this very short-term level of supply there, which I will adjust because it is quite old. It's going to be around here-ish. Not quite on 61, but not far off it either. So the next ones I want to have a quick look at, and they're on this watch list, I believe. There was a few. I think one was Lens. No. Hang on. Wish I could go back and see which chart I saved. Give us 1 sec. I will check the list. Hold on 1 minute. 1 minute. Ah, yes. So if you trade on KuCoin, this was one that I've been looking at and following. I'm in this one right now for KuCoin. If you've got a lot, I know a lot of people out there trade on KuCoin, so I will cover this one. So this one here, I was really looking at this level of demand, and this is ETHUSD. You've probably heard of that already. And this level here. So currently being rejected on this level here. I just thought I'd throw this one in there for something different that we haven't looked at before. So if there's any coins on any other exchanges that anyone wants to look at, I can look at those as well. ETHUSD is one that I actively look at on KuCoin. We have moved through this level of supply now. We have been harshly rejected off this supply again, and going by the rules, more than likely we've got some volume to come in and push through this, especially with this being moved through already and eaten a lot of this level here. If you're on KuCoin and you're looking at ETHUSD, you're looking at some of these levels. I know it's very sporadic in the way of price action. However, there is money to be made. If you're buying off demand and you're selling on supply, you're looking at a 23% gain on some of these, and even up to a 40% gain or 45% gain on some of these if they move in your way, and all you're doing is drawing in some boxes in the right spots. So not a bad level, and I'm looking for this level to be broken and take around that 40% gain on ETHUSD. So one to keep an eye on. If you're on KuCoin and you haven't looked at ETHUSD, do so, because it moves quite well and it's quite predictable in the way of supply and demand. Just one I wanted to look at just to keep it nice and fresh. But what I really want to look at tonight is the DXY and FX. We did see this presidential debate happen yesterday, and it was a mess. It was just a mess, and I've seen everyone react that way, and I'm sure a lot of you have reacted that way also. It was just a pissing contest, really. But it's going to be interesting to see how this market reacts tonight. Tonight is going to be the key, and we're going to see if the US dollar and the stock market and everything like that can hold its ground, going off the back of what happened yesterday. We did see the DXY move to the spot that we really wanted to, and this is a regulated market, just ideas and opinions of us at UTG. But we did see the DXY move back to that level of supply at 93.7, 93.74-ish, 93.65, around there. Where was it? 93.68, there you go. So that's the level we were looking at. We've been speaking about this every single day on this excuse me, on our morning sessions, and I've really been following this, and it's really been going in the direction that we wanted to, and been following price action, following TA, level of demand is going to be the most magnetized level for this market. What I want to see happen tonight is this be respected or destroyed. More than likely, it's not going to react well, and we could probably expect this to come all the way back down to our level of demand, at 92.8. And I did see that thrown around the Discord today, but it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm very keen to see if this holds. I'm very keen to do our market update tomorrow morning and look at the DXY. Because that's going to be an interesting one to look at. We're either going to move up to this 38.2, 93.98 level, or push down and move towards this level at 92.97. This is going to be an interesting one. Off the back of that, you'll probably see gold either continue up to our pivot level, or up to our daily level of fibs at 78.6. I haven't changed these fibs in quite some time. It's been a very long time since these fibs have been drawn in, and they've been respected the entire way through. So a credit to fibs. But if you haven't used trend-based fib extension, I suggest you do, because it is a fantastic way to trade, and it gives you really, really nice levels, and even for pivots also, and it can give you targets for price action that's not there if you don't have previous history, stuff like that. So if you haven't learnt it, do learn it. If you need help, reach out to us. But if we do move downwards on the DXY, more than likely we probably will, going off the back of what happened. We're looking at this 1920 area for gold. Silver, more than likely moving back into the way that we think it will. We didn't get that pullback like I suggested. We got a little bit of one, but nothing substantial. I will redraw this fibs though, because I haven't looked at silver since last week. And there we are. We are moving back at this mean level, this liquidity area at 38.2, moving across to the left-hand side at 23.91. More than likely, we'll see this either respected or not over the course of this evening. And we are really looking at the DXY to get some sort of indication on what direction this market's going to take. It is quite slow at the moment. We haven't got the volume to really push in either direction. So if there's no other requests, I will cut it there. Thank you for joining me on this evening. I apologize, it's just me. For those who don't know, in the Discord, we do run a competition that spans across the entire month. Okay, we've drawn one winner, so that's Dory. That's for being the most active and contributing member in the Discord. So you got your taco, mate. You've got your premium trade pack already applied to your account, and I will be announcing the winner of our Test Your TA right after this stream. So just keep an eye out on the Discord for that, and I'll be in touch with those who did, or touch with the winner who did, so that they can claim their prize also. Thank you for all who participated in that, and we'll be running another one shortly. But the race is on this month for the most active member in the Discord. So get in the Discord and make sure your voices are heard, so you can get some free shit. Everyone loves that stuff. Thank you for joining me again. If you haven't looked already, www.unitytradinggroup.com. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.